So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be discussing high schoolers getting their makeup done for the first day of school. Now, we all know it's back to school season. Most kids are going back to school within the next few weeks if they haven't already. And everybody wants to look good for the first day of school. I remember back to school shopping was a big deal for me because it was one of maybe 2, if not 3 times that I would actually go clothes shopping during the year. So new clothes, new school supplies, and just wanting to make a good first impression for your first day. However, as we all know, we are in the era of social media, and the chokehold that it has on our youth is very strong. Recently, I came across a post and they posted a TikTok from a makeup artist based out of Birmingham, Alabama, who was promoting her work on 2 high school freshmen who got their faces done for the first day of school. Now, I'm going to be real. I am a girly girl. My favorite color is pink. I love hair, nails, lashes, fashion, makeup, and so forth. So I do think that at that time of your life where you're in a very prominent stage of adolescence, there's a bit more focus on a young girl and her looks, especially for the first day of school, especially for the first day of high school. I remember being nervous for the first day of high school because of it being double the amount of students, older guys, peer pressure, different cliques, and I thought high school was going to be everything that you see in the movies. And to an extent it is, but just not as theatrical as what we see. I don't remember what I wore to the first day of 9th grade, but I know I tried hard to come with something nice. I remember getting compliments on my outfit that day. So for most young girls who are 13 and 14 going into their 9th grade year, you do want to look nice. And I'm not against wearing makeup as a teenager, but I do think that there's a distinct level of what is considered appropriate and inappropriate. I think social media and the youth go together like oil and water. Like, they can coexist, but they definitely repel or rebel in so many ways in which they don't mix. And I think this situation is an example of that. To me, this is a prime example of what happens when kids and teens are constantly exposed to content, ideas, or just things that are meant or made for adults. And not to say makeup is strictly for adults. However, like I said, there's a level at which the lines can be blurred or the line can be crossed. So I've broken this video down into one overall main talking point. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So I think the question is this too much for a high school freshman? And of course that is subjective to what you think is okay, but I'm going to speak via the opinion of myself and the general society. Getting your face beat to the gods for your first day of 9th grade is definitely doing too much. And I'm sorry to any incoming 9th graders who may disagree or may feel as though I'm being an old party pooper, but trust me, it's definitely doing too much. Now, the ladies in the video are obviously kids, they're underage, so I don't want this video or this conversation to be a platform to bash them. It's also not the fault of the makeup artist, as she is just doing a job and providing a service to her clients. I'm actually going to attach her Instagram. She looks like she does very bomb work, actually. Her name is Valencia. Her Instagram is Valenciaga, and she's out of Birmingham, Alabama. She looks like she has high quality work, so let's recognize a Black business owner. Now, moving forward, I think there was some apprehension when this was reposted because of many reasons. The pressure to be pretty and to be focused on what I like to call hyper vanity is really consuming these kids. The other day, I posted a picture to my YouTube community tab of myself celebrating my 25th birthday, and many people didn't even know I was 25. And I understand why. However, I really do mean it when I say I'm not much older than this generation. I'm born in 1997, so technically I'm a part of Gen Z, which is the youngest generation. So although my experiences with being a kid, adolescents, growing up may be a bit different than the kids now, it's not too far-fetched. And I'm pretty sure women of all generations can relate to feeling the need to become a lot more concentrated on what they look like going into high school. This is a time where for the average girl, your body is changing, your interests are adapting, and even the attention that you receive from the opposite gender is increasing. At that age, we're also given a little bit more freedom to explore topics and content that is a bit more mature and also act on it. But with the ingrained outlet of social media, all of that is obviously heightened. So for these kids, they're getting on social media, and most of the celebrities or influencers that they like to watch or follow are women who make money off of what they look like. And attractiveness in a woman's popularity or career has always been pretty synonymous in many different industries. Obviously, it's the most present in the entertainment industry. However, the concept of what a woman looks like and how she'll be perceived or how successful she'll be applies to many other careers as well. So touching on the topic of kids and teens looking at social media and becoming a bit more addicted to the idea of being pretty, this is still something that adults are also affected by. I've met girls in college who don't leave their dorm room without a full face of makeup. I've seen girls face app crop the hell out of their pictures even though they're already pretty. And we've seen pretty much everybody fall into a deep pot of vanity, whether that's just how they are or what society puts pressure on us to do. So imagine kids who really consume social media because a lot of them don't have anything better to do during the summertime, racking up all of these pieces of imagery of how they want to look, which is molded by the social media influencer. And I'm sure some of y'all may get tired of me referencing social media and influencers, but I'm also a social media influencer who sees things from a business standpoint, being that I am friends with a decent amount of influencers. I also see it from a consumer standpoint as someone who consumes this imagery, participates in it, and even perpetuates it if we're being honest. So some of you have teenagers who most of what they did this summer was scroll on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and feed themselves with imagery that's either unattainable and or severely beauty-based. And this is nothing new. I mean, I remember being in high school scrolling through Tumblr, wanting to be like the pretty girls on Tumblr, and looking through magazines and cutting out different pictures of models and celebrities and putting it on my wall. All young girls and teenagers go through a phase where their desire to look their own definition of beautiful is based off of whatever media they are consuming. For me, it was during a time where social media was kind of new, and for people in their 30s and 40s, it was during a time where what you saw on TV and magazines and billboards is what you strive to be. These kids nowadays have all of this power in the palm of their hands, and they also have triple the amount of pressure, triple the amount of options, and triple the amount of potential backlash. Everybody has probably been in a situation where they came to school and either got clowned or made fun of or even bullied for what they wore, how they looked, and so forth. But these kids today have to live up to this very materialistic and vain society. I feel like growing up, the girls that I wanted to look like were like Keke Palmer, Raven Simone, Megan Good, Amani Hakim, and people along those lines. Like even in high school, the black girls were still entertainers of some sort. But these kids literally don't have that as much as we used to. They look up to regular people on the internet that just have a numerical value tied to their following and their relevance. So by that, I mean, there could be a girl on Instagram with 250,000 followers who nobody knows from a can of paint. They don't know what she does or what she's really known for, but she's just known on Instagram. And here is your 14-year-old daughter saving all of her pictures to make a folder for inspiration to look just like her. As an adult, I can't lie. I do things like that for inspirational purposes only, but not for distinct conformity. As an adult, I can operate with an adult brain and separate the fact that a lot of what I see on social media is manufactured, heavily edited, surgically enhanced, and so forth. But I can't give that same credit to a young teenager who may not know that or may know it, but hasn't gotten to a level of where they can accept themselves for who they are. I don't think adults deal with peer pressure as much as teenagers because we just simply don't have to be in environments where there's constant commentary about what we look like and what we have on unless we put ourselves in those environments. Of course, you get the catty coworkers, but by the time you're grown, you either don't care what people have to say or you're getting paid to be wherever you are, so it really doesn't matter what Cubicle Kathy has to say. However, when kids go to school, which is mandated by your state or country, they are intermixing with thousands of other students on a daily who have to be at the same location at the same time for the same amount of days within the year, which heightens what people think of them. It's easier to want to conform when you have to coexist with the same people from grade 9 all the way to grade 12, and you're so young that you think people's opinions of you matter to an extensive degree. That's why when you get to college, you feel a lot more relief in your outfit, your makeup, your hair, because although you're with thousands of other students, everyone's common denominator is get a degree and have fun. In high school, everybody obviously wants to graduate, but there's also this social hierarchy that is tied to high school. In every movie that we've watched growing up that takes place in a high school, there's always the hierarchy. The pretty popular girl, the cute attractive athlete, the band geeks, the bookworm nerds, the social activists, the dress to impress group, the gangbangers, and so forth. In college, it's like kind of like that, but at the same time, not really. It's more like you only bring out your best for specific annual events like homecoming, back to school parties, and networking events. Now, I have heard if you go to an HBCU, you damn near going to a fashion show every day you step on campus. That's wild to me, but almost every HBCU student or HBCU grad that I have met has told me this. So I will throw that out there. However, in average college life, the pressure to look good on your first day of school, let alone any other day of school, is pretty much obsolete. I remember my first day of senior year of college, I went with sweatpants, a t-shirt, some Ugg boots, and maybe a light jacket. So back to the young ladies who went and got their face professionally done for the first day of school, I almost empathize with the pressure that they must be under because I get it. But it also makes me wonder who conditioned them to think a beat face is appropriate or necessary just for the first day of school. I understand prom, homecoming, and stuff like that, but for the first day of school, I'm gonna give it a no, okay? Because no. Like, you can still wear makeup for the first day of 9th grade. I didn't, but I think basic makeup is fine. If an adult can be affected by what they see on social media to the point where we have women flying out of the country to to cut up their bodies. We have people filing down their teeth to get fake ones. We have people so desperate to be popular and get money that they'll have a baby by a rapper who doesn't even want them and do it intentionally. Then I can only imagine what these kids feel is appropriate to meet the standard of teen society. I will be honest in saying, although this is not that big of a deal to me, I wouldn't allow my 14-year-old daughter who was going into her freshman year of high school to get her makeup professionally done for the first day of school. If my daughter was into makeup, she can do it herself for free, or I'll do it, but I'm not taking my child at 5 a.m. to get her face beat. I mean, most high schools are going to start at like 8 a.m. or before, and it looked like the MUA had multiple clients, so I'm going to just assume that they were there very early. As a kid, I get it, but as an adult, we all know that high school does not matter in the long run. I have way more college memories than I have high school memories. Moving on, I guess as a parent, wanting to do something nice for your child to potentially boost their confidence or just to please them does make sense to the mindset of a parent with a teenage daughter. But I just hope that the conversation is also being had that things like this are fun and situational, but definitely not necessary. If we allow this to be normalized, it creates a lot more damage in our youth as they transition into their adulthood as it relates to body image and self-confidence. We literally have 13-year-olds who look my age, and I'm like, huh? It's not just about being tall or being developed with a big butt and big breasts, but these teens literally look grown, and it's not giving what they think it is. We talk about protecting our youth from adult content, but I've been seeing a lot of parents allow their teens to look like grown adults. And I'm not excusing this, but we sometimes wonder why predatory behavior, especially in the Black community, and especially from older family members within the Black community, is being brought upon our teenage daughters. Of course, there's more to that, and I can't excuse those predators blatantly being sick people, but the illusion of a grown, mature child, which is basically an oxymoron in itself, creates that gray area of perception. Whatever happened to dollar store, LA Colors eyeshadow palettes, and the Great Lash Mascara in the pink and green tube? Like, those are the classics. My favorite was the Maybelline Colossal in the yellow tube. Then I would get a nice little cream powder from the beauty supply store, and then I would try to fill in my eyebrows a little bit, and that would be it for me. And I did that just from watching YouTube videos and practicing every morning before school. These days, we have kids actually going to professional makeup artists just to go to school. It's just alarming to me, hence why I talk about this topic a lot. It was just literally a few years ago that I was in high school and a teenager and dealing with the same pressure, and it's just all gone up over the years. So to all my young ladies that are entering high school or in high school, my advice is to just have fun and really enjoy being young, wild, and free. There are so many things I wish I could go back and do at age 16, and spending money and time getting my face beat for the first day of school is definitely not one of them. I know we all go through that phase of wanting to be grown or wanting to be an adult, to be taken more seriously and have freedom. I will say there is jubilation in being an adult. However, there's a lot of hardship that outweighs that freedom as well. It seems like you only have the freedom to pay bills more than anything else, to be honest. I think college is the only time you are grown and have little to no responsibility. College is the fun part, definitely not high school. I did think that once I graduated college that it would be the best time ever with me being a real adult, having a career and having freedom while also being young and in the best shape of my life, but nah, okay? It's still cool though, but nah. So instead of being so consumed with what people think about you, how you look, and trying to conform to these really unattainable beauty standards, be yourself and have fun. For those of us who are mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid-30s, we all dealt with the same pressure, but it definitely was not like this. We didn't have people saying that we had to look like an Instagram model or have to have the best lace front or having the best designer bag just to go to high school. The pressure was to be trendy, but not pressure to be strangers from the internet. I talk about this a lot because I know the type of mental battle I went through with my appearance as a teen, so I just hope that we're being appropriate with the measures we take in vanity, even as kids and teens. I'm not saying don't wear makeup. I'm saying don't do the most just because social media tells you to be a bad bitch 24/7. I'm sorry, people can be a bad bitch 24/7 by nature and by spirit, but not by looks. Nobody looks like a social media Instagram model 24/7. Some of these girls don't even look like themselves in real life. It doesn't matter how many pounds of makeup you rub into your face, how many layers of glue that is holding down your lace front, how many designer bags that you have, what type of car you drive, the clothes that you wear, or anything. I wish somebody would have told me to just chill and not be so worried about how I look and if boys think I'm pretty and if I have the latest Michael Kors bag. And yes, Michael Kors bags were the ish when I was in high school, and so forth. I know it's easier said than done to speak on this and say don't fall for the pressure, but the pressure is massive, and a lot of these young teenage girls are really mentally warped by beauty and vanity via social media. So with that, encourage your teenage daughters, sisters, cousins, nieces, goddaughters, and more to enjoy being a teenager and being smart about what social media pressures you to look like. All of this is smoke and mirrors and not real. Like, social media girls are like Santa Claus. They're not real. And the older you get, just like Santa Claus, you realize all of this junk isn't real. So be wise, be pretty, and most of all, just be a kid. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. If you haven't already, follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
Chioma, I'm hot, bring water to a boil. Come on, one time for the melanin girls, skin popping in the sun. Let me hear you one time, baby. Let me hear you one time. Yeah. One time for the African girls, and you know we get it done. Let me hear you one time, ladies. Let me hear you one time. Yeah. One shot, two shot. Come on, baby, come on. Put your hands to the top. Come on, ladies, come on. Skin popping in the sun. Come on, baby, come on. Brown girl, you the one, and they know we get on. One shot, two shot. Come on, baby, come on. Put your hands to the top. Come on, ladies, come on. Skin popping in the sun. Come on, baby, come on. Brown girl, you the one, and they know we get on.
She the baddest on the scene, and I really think that she could be the one. So I had her come and say, tell me even on your skin real nice. Seen that smile, but what's really in your heart? Started that she really talking, and she asking about me. But I really get this cause I be moving unknown. Certain nights she be calling when I'm feeling alone. Coming home and yeah, she put it on me, and she rolling my weed, making money with me.
One time.
Oh. One time for the people around me. Too fine, so you know I double back. 3 ways that it could go. Love it, but you is never gonna change.